road, mountain bike, a road, mountain bike. Sora is a road bike group set. Alivio is a mountain bike group set. But I suspect in general that's what most of us should have. Well, I do anyway, alright. Mountain bike because it's got lots of easy gears. Road bike at the front because it's got lots of, it's usually got a hard gear to go fast and stuff. If you do have these large gears at the back, like 42 or whatever, apparently you need a wide front derailleur because it's got so far to move. I'm speaking in ignorance as a wandering cyclist, and it's just, my theory is that really you want a road bike at the front and you want two at least. Personally I would like three, but I couldn't find two when I was looking for a bike. And then at the back, lots of these large things that make it easier. That one's 42 at the back. It goes down to 11, which is typical for all bikes. Yeah, my point is that I've got a mountain bike at the back, a mountain bike group set, although that's just a generic one. But because it's so large, it's 42, it's probably meant for mountain bikes. Because road bikes traditionally went up to 28 at the back, but now they're going up to about 32 and 36 because road cyclists have had enough of being masochists, basically. And at the front, yeah, personally I want a bit of speed, you know what I mean? Because mountain bikes, maybe if they've got 3 chain rings, it would be something like 22, 32, 42. But that 42 is just not big enough to get a bit of oomph on the road. I think this is 52 or 50. And I'll tell you in a minute, when I get my glasses on. But yeah, I think you really want a big thing here, but you also want an easy one. So I don't agree with one-by stuff. Yeah, it's 34 teeth and 50 teeth, and it's the 9-speed Sora. In the old days, people would have said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Put a mountain bike, rear derailleur on a road bike. But you can, because that's what I meant to say actually, because I just bought this Alivio and it's fantastic. Previously I had the Sora first with an extender right about here, because you need an extender. This one doesn't because it's got an extension built in. That's to get to these high, these really big, I don't know what they call them, big or high, because we're talking the opposite thing a lot of times in cycling world. Easy gears, big easy gears. So you needed a big thing with a big extension to get up there. And there's one called the wolf tooth, which is for road cyclists basically, but you can use it in anything. But anyway, this was my theory that this would be great. And I've been using this Alivio. I've used it for about 50 kilometres so far. And it's better than my old Claris, which I was using, which is an 8-speed. But I used the Sora first, but I broke that. Then I used a Claris I had lying around, which is a road bike derailleur. But this one is a mountain bike. It was only about £14 or something. And it's been fantastic for getting up hills and stuff like that. So this is my combo. Road bike at the front, mountain bike at the back. I must be getting to the limits of the chain, because, I mean, how far can these things go in terms of size? This is me and my 34 tooth at the front. I'm up to 50. Alright, it needs a bit of fine tuning. I'll try again. I'll go up first at the front. Come on, yeah. There you go. And now I'll go all the way up as far as I can go. So things are pretty tight. You're not meant to be in this situation, but I do. I don't know, it feels right to me. So what's that? That's 50 at the front, 42 at the back. Almost 1-to-1. Yeah, but I'm really at the max of my chain, as you can see, and this. I mean, it's almost overly maxed. Yeah, but I'm happy, alright. Yeah, I'm just speaking ignorance again, but I think these ones at the back, these rear cassettes, the biggest you can get is 50 or something. Maybe 52 now, but 50 anyway, say. Um, but I think that's meant for a mountain bike that's only got one ring at the front. That sort of situation, you know. So I've got it in an abnormal situation, but it's not done anything bad to me yet. So, and then at the front, typically the biggest you can get is like a 52 or 54, probably a 56. That's for road bikes, I think, mainly. But apparently at the Tour de France last year, I heard of two that had a 64 ring, but I think that was just for time trials. And I mean, 64, I think that's sort of, Google Bard said that's the highest that they've heard of anyway. Google Bard's heard of. Because 64 would be ludicrous. I mean, your chain, I mean, I don't even know what, how that would be a wee down to there or something, you know. But apparently, I read that Pogacar used it in a time trial, 64, probably a win by. And then there was some Swiss guy who used it, and it was a 27 corner time trial. It was raining and he crashed twice. I don't know if that had anything to do with his 64 front ring. But yeah, for normal road bikers, probably the max would be 56, but most would probably be 54, 52. This is for their big ring, and I'm on 50. I would prefer 52 actually. I would prefer a triple ring, and I'd like it to be like 32, 42, 52. Because what I find is that I stay in the middle one the most. So if the middle was 42, then I would maybe be going a bit faster, you know. On my old one, I was scared to go in the outer ring because in case it came off, because I didn't know how to set the high and low perfect. On this one, it's perfect, and so far the chain hasn't come off on the outer side. Because if it comes out on the outer side, it could be hospital stuff really, because you could have a jamming situation, you know. If it falls on the inside, it's not so bad, because but when it falls on the outside, so, and apparently you need a wide derailleur. Apparently Sora it's a road bike group set, and Shimano mainly have 6 group sets for road bikes. Sora's about the 4th on their list. I think the other ones, wait a minute, below it are Tourney and Claris, are they? But what I've found anyway, and I didn't know this at the time, is that mostly it's to do with how many cassettes you've got at the back, you know, how many speeds. Because Claris is for 8 speed, Sora is mainly for 9 speed. I think they can do 10 speed as well. This one says 9 speed, but I don't know, maybe it'll do a 10 speed. So really when you're looking at gear things, it's how many, quite often it's how many you've got at the back. But I would like to put 12 on this, you know. Apparently I can't, because of the sort of hub thing that comes out here. That'll only go up to 10, I think, in Shimano ones at the moment. But now Shimano's bringing in a new thing called Qs, and that's going to replace the 3 bottom road bike ones and the 3 bottom mountain bike ones, because the mountain bikes have got 6 group sets as well. But mostly, from what I've seen, these have to do with how many rear gears you've got, and like Durace I think is for 11 and 12 speed. So if I've bought an 11 speed for this, I would need to change the hub. But as far as I understand, if I was to buy Shimano, it means I wouldn't get a Sora, because they don't do 11 speed rear cassettes. So you've got all this confusion going on, and then the other thing is to do with sort of stuff like Hyperglide. You've got to get Hyperglide compatible, I don't know, Holotech is it or something. all these sort of things. It's just so confusing. And I wonder why if this is why Shimano are bringing in cues. Mainly because of market pressure, because a company called Microshift are making all their stuff intermixable. So you could buy an 11-speed cassette at the back, and you could buy a mountain bike thing at the front, you know, with a derailleur. But is this interesting? So I wanted to say that my Alivio is working great with my Sora, and for me, I like it better because, I mean, mountain bike gears are meant to sort of go higher and lower, you know, these big wide changes, and they're a bit slower than road bike. That's the theory. Road bike rear derailleurs are meant for gears that are close to each other, you know, so if I had 11 to 28 here, like the traditional road bike, the road bike ones are meant to smoothly take you up and down there. They're not meant for big massive changes like this, and this, and this, you know. So that's why I picked the Alivio, because I want big easy gears at the back. And so far I'm surprised at how well it's working. Although long term I plan to get an e-bike conversion kit, you know, put the battery on there and that. I would recommend that for most people who are starting out, you know. Whatever you do, get an e-bike conversion kit. I don't know about getting a full e-bike. I don't see the logic in that, because they weigh a ton and you can't use them as ordinary bikes, you know. Why not get an e-bike conversion kit so you can take it on and off, you know. If you put it on your front wheel, you know, get a front wheel hub. Don't get a back wheel one or one to go around your here. That's my opinion anyway, alright? Yeah, I spoke about the front thing there, and I'm still a triple ring fan rather than 1x or 2x even, which are called, quote, compact. But to me, compact means the middle ring's missing, basically. Yeah, because I just want more gears. And the theory is that because you can put so many different gears in the back now, there's a lot of duplication, because if you've got 3 at the front and say 12 at the back, a lot of times you're moving about, you're duplicating your gears. But I don't really see it that way, because for me, I want the hard gear to be at the front, really, so that my foot's can right down on it, you know. Because if you've got the hard gear here, say SRAM do a 10 at the back, which is, and the idea is by doing 10 there, they can put, don't quote me on this, I'm making it up, you can put 48 here, and it's the same as having 54-11, you know, because of the ratio or something to do with that. Don't quote me on that, you know, I'm just freestyling here, but personally, I would rather the force was here for big, hard gears, rather than the force sort of going like that. So, even if it is, in theory, the same, I have a theory that you really want your hard gears to be underneath you, you know, rather than at the back. But then, that made me wonder as well maybe I can get a 10 to 42, probably they don't do them yet, but 10 to 42 at the back and 52 at the front, and then that'll make it even, I'll have an even bigger force, you know. I would have something like 54-10, you know, 54-10, rather than 48-10 or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm not a fan of 1x at the front. I've got 2 here, I would prefer 3. And apparently, I remember this myself, that, yeah, the commenter said they call that small one a granny ring, really. So you can get the idea of what that implies. A granny should be able to use the small thing to. But then, for mountain bikes, I've got like 22, 32, 42. For me, they're all too small, really. 22 at the front would be just too few, because if you've got hardly any teeth at the front, it feels like you're hardly going anywhere, you know. Because at my old bike, I had 30, 40, 52, something like that. And what I found at 30 at the front and 42 at the back, I was going so little space that I would just get off. You know, if I was climbing a hill and I was, so this one's 32. I would prefer this one if it was, say, 34, 44, 52. But personally, I would even like another granny ring around about 26 or something, so that I could, so I would have photo front, which I'm presuming is not possible. I just want more gears. But even if they are duplicates, I don't care, alright? Because I just want it to be easy. That's what, for me. But I also want a big ring so that occasionally, no, when I can go fast, I want to go fast, you know. I don't want to be, because like 42 at the front, you would be maxed out quite a lot of the time, you know. You'd be 42 at the front, 11 at the back, and you would have a lot more energy to go even faster, but you can't because your gears have run out, they've maxed out. That's all I wanted to say really about that, you know. I'll just... The middle ring's missing, you see, on this on a compact. I might experiment someday, but I'm a bit afraid of taking a crank off, you know. I think it could be a total disaster if I get it wrong. That's another thing. I think it's a good idea is to have a spare bike, you know, just so that when you muck up your main bike, you've got a spare one. Apparently there's all different versions of these crank inner bits. I'm guessing mine's is fairly common, but I don't know. Anyway, my main point is I've got mountain bike Alivio at the back, Sora at the front, and it's going fantastic. I'm very happy. I've not got them set proper yet, you know. Down to 34. I mean, that's pretty good. There's not a lot of slack there. The Claris done alright with an extender, but I'd say it was a bit more extended, but the Alivio's better for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because it's new, you know, but I think it's more that it's more designed for such big changes, and yeah, it just feels smoother all in now. So anybody thinking of trying this, yeah, it does work. Although I've only done 50k, but I'm confident it's going to be alright. And not only does it work, I think it's better than what I had. Yeah, and this going in the inside, I like that because usually it comes on the outside. I think they call that shadow profile or something. It's just a fancy name for saying that goes on the inside. This wire's a bit, it's because of me. I'll need to do it longer because this is in the way of getting my wheel off. So I'll need to cut a new one and sort of make it a bit longer so it goes around there, something like that. But the gears are actually working alright, so I've not done anything yet. I've not got these indexed, right. They get me around alright. No, not bad. I've managed to work out the high-low thing a bit better. Not good enough, but because I can see the screws actually. I can see what they're meant to be doing. So they're meant to be touching metal basically. One on one side when it's far, one on the other side when it's out. You know, that sort of thing. Don't quote me on that, you know. Alright guys, I really do hope this is of benefit to you. Almost. Almost. And none of them are right, they're all hanging off a bit. I've tried tightening it at the front. I'm going anti-clockwise with my barrel adjuster at the front. Nah. You get the idea though, don't you? If this gets caught in the wheel, I'll never forgive you. Right? all these action shots. Is that exciting enough? I mean, with 34 tooth at the front. Yeah, I just found my thingy. There's the 6 road group sets of Shimano. Claris at the bottom, 8 speed, Sora 9 speed, Tiagra 10 speed, 105, 12 speed, 1112, Ultegra 1112, Jury Ace 12. This is according to Google Bard, I think. Then your mountain bike, Altus 8 and 9, Acera 9, Alivio 910, Dior 1011, SLX 1112, XT 1112, XTR 12. And then they've got 2 other ones, Tourney for the tourists, you know, that go a bit with the road bikes with loads of bags on them, 7 or 8. And they've got gravel ones now. Just seems to be 11 for gravel for what Bard says. And Qs will replace 1, 2, 3, the ones with the dots. So, Tiagra, Sora, Claris, Alivio, Acera, Altus. So say if you're looking for if you've got a 10 speed, then you can't use Sora or Claris, you can just rule them out because they've not got 10 speed. Same with Altus and Acera. But, and if you get a 12 speed on a road bike, you've only got Jury Ace and Ultegra and 105. Whereas, so you can just rule them out, you know, most people on a road bike, with the cheap road bikes, you know, because you'll probably, but then you could put if you've got a 10, you could put a 12 on it, but you would need to take the hub thing off there. I don't think you need to take the hub off the wheel, but you need to take the spline thing off, put on a new one. You would need your right hand rear shifters, you would need to make 12, you know, that sort of stuff. So that's possible, but I think for most people, you're going to be around here. Maybe you could, same with mountain bikes, I guess. And maybe you could go up to Dior if you were 10. But these ones are really, you're starting to get really expensive. I mean, I used to think I could pick anyone, but then the price would put me off these anyway, you know. Anyway, Alivio at the back, Sora at the front. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, I'm still not sure about the duplicating gear things, you know. Is 50-50 the same as 30-30? You know, 50 at the front, 50 at the back, 30 at the front, 30 at the back. Are you using the same energy? Is it the same? Totally the same? Maybe it is, you know. I don't know. But for the moment, I'm thinking that I prefer the big gears at the front, and because I think it's all to do with the ratios, so they talk about, I don't know. So maybe one day when I work it out logically, that'll overtake my emotions, you know. But until then, I'm being old-fashioned. I want 3 rings at the front, maybe 4, which is not possible, but I would have probably 26, 32, 42, 52, something like that. And at the back, I mean, I would like 10 to 50. I know that's totally ridiculous, but I just want more gears. More. On the subject of single rings at the front, I heard that the guy who won the Tour de France, Videgaard or something, he used a single ring in the front on day 1, on the last day, and somebody in the comments said, not my comments, on a road CC, I think it was a story, said he used it on stage 20, which was quite a hard hill climb apparently. But even stage 1 on Tour de France this year was I think a 3k ascent, not all in one go, but so that was pretty hard, and he used well, according to Road CC, I think it was, he used a 1 chain at the front. I wonder what size he used, probably something like 52 or something, 54. Wonder why he done that. Maybe he done it as a psychological thing, I don't know. But at the moment, I think the Tour de France people, they used 2 rings mainly, but he used one in day one, one in the last day. That doesn't count because it's mostly flat, and they do things like drink champagne, glasses of champagne and link arms and stuff. So, but somebody said he used it in day 20 as well, which I think was a pretty hard hill climb. So maybe that was a psychological thing as well, I don't know. But yeah, it's getting to that stage where the road bikes are they're going for one at the front and big massive gear at the front. You know, who knows? Like I say, in time trials, I think they're using 64 sometimes. I may be talking ignorant rubbish, so but for me, I presume that they don't want things like this at the back, 42 at the back. I think they're going up to 36 at the moment max, but traditionally they're 28 max at the back. So it's just something to ponder, Try and get some decent shots without me blabbering. There's my extender, but it's built in this one. No, that's it there. I'm talking rubbish. That's it there. This is my brake safety thing so that I don't break my frame. I'll probably need to do this again. I'll probably need to put a new cable on it because it's too short probably. That's in the way. Apart from that, it's working alright. Maybe over time it won't though. Alivio, Alivio. I think this was about £14. And I think it's the most recent one, 3,100. So I don't know how I've got 11 bottom. I think that's 42, 36, 32 probably, 28, probably 26, 24, I don't know. Nah, less than that. You get the idea. Alright guys. Farewell. Needs a bit of clean, I suppose. Yeah, I meant to say my chain's an SRAM, a narrow one I think, and I bought this because it was lighter. It said in lighter than the Shimano one, Hyperglide, Shimano HG, by about 30 grams or something if I recall. I could be making this up totally, but then it didn't go with my Sora, and that's how I ended up breaking my Sora because I laid the bike down and the chain was working alright, but when I laid it down it had a gap there. It went between the gap, and then because it was pitch dark, I got back on straight away and didn't notice, and totally done in my rear cassette. So that's a lesson to you. You've got to make sure your chain matches your rear cassette especially. I think you've got to know if it's Hyperglide or whatever, but I don't know, but this one's narrow, I think. This is a SRAM. Apart from that, it's been fine. So it's compatible in that sense. But it's a nightmare trying to find out. Why don't they use a coloured code or something, like Hyperglide, you've got the narrow chain, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, I think Shimano were quite happy before the confusion, but their hand's been forced by Microshift, which is a new company, group set company, because they do lots of compatible stuff with different cassette sizes and stuff, and the bike manufacturers are starting to use them more often, and so Shimano's a bit worried about their position in the market, I think. So I heard people talking about it, I don't know myself, because the main group set makers are Shimano, SRAM, now Microshift, and Campagnolo is a sort of niche one for road bikes, people who want to, that's a sort of historical Italian one, but for most of us it'll be Shimano probably. But this one might be why Shimano's doing away with so many brand names, because people are confused and buy the wrong parts and stuff, but But Microsoft is a lot easier to understand.